Hey everyone, it's Mike here from Blastsoft, and today we're going to be looking at the new Socialite Plus Laravel 12 package, which I've just recently developed. I'm just going to go through the package on how to install it and what essential features it has. To get started, there are a few things we need. One being one of the new starter kits, either Vue or React. You need Socialite 5, which this does install it also, and it needs to be PHP version 8. So if you've got all that stuff, let's dive in. So first of all, we're going to go to our application. We're going to install the package. Okay, and once that's done, okay, let's go back to here. Okay, and as I said before, this supports either both Vue or React. In our case, we're going to install the React version. And this essentially just installs some pages and components which we're going to use in order to get the Socialite Plus package set up. So let's go ahead and install this. Okay, and let's just have a quick look at what's gone in here. So out of the box, it currently supports Google, LinkedIn, Facebook and GitHub. So you'll notice if we go to the components, we've got some icons here. We've also got the Socialite Plus component. And then if we go down to the pages, there we go, we go down to the pages, go into auth, we should have register social and register login. And these are just basically in the same style as the Laravel 12 starter kits. Everything, if you switch to a certain layout, it's all supported. So let's continue installing the package. We're going to install, publish the config file now, and then let's take a dive in and take a look at that. Okay, all done. So obviously usually we do put our services in the services.php config, but in this instance, I've created a custom config because we can manage a few other things in here. One is some custom button text, which we can go over it in more detail shortly. And then we put our providers in here. So you can set them to active, true or false. It's also we've got some like default button styling, but if you want a branded button, you can set this to true, and we'll go over that and see what that looks like too. Okay, let's see what else needs to happen here. Okay, so the other thing some consideration, if we are making some changes to this config, you may need to run the PHP artisan config cache command in order for those changes to take effect. So there is some custom middleware that's been added, which basically it passes the provider's config to the views, and all we need to do for that is add the middleware to both the login and register routes. So we're going to go and do that now. So we'll go down to, let's just minimize these. We're going to go down to routes, they're in auth, and then it'll be this one. And this one here. Okay. Import that class, there we go. Right, that's that bit done. Let's go back. Okay. Now, so obviously Laravel Socialite makes it extremely simple anyway to set up OAuth connections. What this essentially does is it just provides you with like the scaffolding, all the pages, etc. to get up and running, just that slight little bit faster. So all we really need to do now is create a app in one of our social platforms in which we want to use. So in this demo, I'm going to use GitHub. So in order to get this information, what we'll do first, actually, we'll come back. We're just going to grab this information here, and we're going to go back to our application, and we're going to go down to our .env file. And from here, we'll just copy that in, and then I'm going to put this redirect in here. In this instance, I think it's under react.test /auth/usual/github/callback. Okay, and we're just going to go into GitHub now to get our client and client secret. So if we go to, I think it's under settings, developer settings, OAuth apps. As you can see, I've got a few here. We'll call it React Laravel 12. Okay, so the homepage URL, as I said, will be, we just put react.test, and then the callback will be what we put in here. So we're just going to grab that value there, and we're going to paste that in to here. Okay, we'll enable device flow, and then we'll register the application. Okay, so as you can see now, we've got our client ID. We're going to pass that into here, and then we're going to go back and create a secret. Just got to authorize this with GitHub Mobile. There we go. Okay, and okay, I will obviously delete this after I've finished filming this video. So there we go. That's everything we need for that. So let's go back down. Let's go back to the documentation. So yeah, as I said, we've already taken a look at the config. It should be pretty much good to go, other than the pages now. So what we need to do now is we need to go to the controllers which point to the current login.tsx or the login view file. We need to just update that. So as you can see, we need to update this one here. So let's go to our application, and it's under the authenticated session controller. This is for the login page. Okay, and we also need to add the provider config. We need to pass the provider's config to the page in order for the Socialite Plus component to receive this data. So let's do that now. So we'll copy this, and we'll go to our controllers, authenticated session controller. Okay, and we just want to add that there, and we need to just update this to login.social. Okay, so let's just test this now. Let's just go to our app and just refresh the page. Okay, and we've got an error, and that's simply because I didn't run npm run dev. Let's run npm run dev. Okay, and go back, refresh. Okay, brilliant. So as you can see now, we've got 4 of these logons, and 3 of which won't currently work because we've not put the .env values in there. Okay, so let's just finish the documentation, and then we'll run through to see if our GitHub OAuth is working. So we've done that. We'll do the same for the register page, and that's under register user controller. So let's just go to register user controller. So that will be in here. Paste that in there. Oh, there we go. It's finishing it for us. That right? Let's take that off there. We also need to pass the request in here too. Okay, so that bit's done there. Let's just test the register page. So if we go to the sign up page, of course I have just forgotten something. We didn't actually update this, so we need to change this to register social, which will then point to the new page, and there we go. We've got all the social logins on that page too. So if we can close that down now, we can close that down. Back to the documentation. Okay, and I think that's everything for now. Before we can start testing, we do it does also include some basic tests as well. Test stubs, so we can just run them using P artisan test also. So let's take a look and see if our GitHub is working. So we're going to click on that. Okay, as you can see, it's already done there. We'll click authorize and we're in. It's as simple as that. It also supports, so if we go to our appearance, go to light, we'll log out, go back, and as you can see, it supports both light and dark mode. If we take a look at the config, and if we're just gonna, let's show these branded versions off. So if we set that to true, we'll set Facebook to true. I'll set GitHub to true and also LinkedIn to true. Okay. And as you can see, we've now got nice branded buttons. And then as simple as that, obviously for this particular scenario, we don't actually have the connection set up for LinkedIn, Facebook, or Google. So we'll save our config file, we'll refresh, and there we go. We've just got GitHub now. We can click that, we can sign back in, and we're set up in a few minutes. And that's it for the demo. So if you found this useful, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.